Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Honorable organizers, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is both a privilege and an honor to address you today at the esteemed Bay of Bengal Conversation 2024. This gathering provides us with a vital opportunity to reflect on some of the most pressing regional and global challenges. It is also an occasion to engage in meaningful dialogue on how to navigate the future, especially in the realm of trade and economics. Today, it is clear that economics and trade relations are not just vital components of national prosperity, but also key drivers of our diplomatic interactions. In fact, I would argue that in this interconnected world, economic ties increasingly shape, influence, define, redefine political relations, and even to a good extent, strategic alliances. Diplomatic relations between countries are not solely rooted in geopolitical, military, or strategic considerations. We have seen a remarkable shift in the way the relations between the countries and the regions are influenced by factors like economics and trade. Commercial and economic interests have become increasingly central to how nations engage with one another. Trade and investment have not only supplanted old geopolitical rivalries, but have emerged as the primary instruments for fostering peace, cooperation, and shared growth. The shift is most clearly illustrated in the way countries have formed integrated trading blocs. Take, for example, the European Union and the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, both of which have created strong intra-regional trade networks. Within the EU countries, once embroiled in conflict, have now forged deep economic integration, with trade flows transcending national borders. In 2023 alone, intra-EU trade in goods was 4.1 trillion euros. Today, intra-EU trade is valued in the trillions of euros and serves as the backbone of political and economic cooperation in the region. Similarly, in ASEAN region, we have witnessed remarkable growth in intra-regional trade, with members recognizing that their collective prosperity is tied to economic collaboration. ASEAN has leveraged trade agreements and partnerships to foster regional stability and enhance its global economic footprint. ASEAN's total trade in goods for 2022 stood at US $3.8 trillion, with $856 billion being intra-ASEAN trade, approximately 25% of its total volume, trade volume. So the commercial integration is not just a trend, it is an essential part of the 21st century diplomacy. Turning to our region, in South Asia, the potential for intra-regional trade is immense. South Asia remains one of the most populous and dynamic regions in the world. Yet, despite our shared history and geographical contiguity, intra-regional trade remains well below its potential. With over 1.9 billion people, South Asia's economic landscape is rich with promise, yet we are still underperforming compared to the other regional groupings, like the ASEAN and the EU. Today, intra-regional trade of SAARC stands only at 5% of its total trade volume. The South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation, our regional organization, it holds tremendous promise for fostering economic cooperation and integration. Today, there is growing recognition that the future of South Asia's prosperity lies in overcoming the barriers and enhancing intra-regional trade. Imagine a South Asia where we remove trade barriers, streamline customs procedures, and encourage greater investment. Such an environment could unlock immense potential for shared growth and create a platform for addressing some of the region's most pressing issues like poverty, unemployment, and economic inequality. For this vision to become a reality, we must prioritize trade and economic collaboration as a pathway to peace and prosperity in the region. A particularly noteworthy example of untapped potential in our region is the bilateral trade between Pakistan and Bangladesh. As we look ahead, it is clear that there is a significant opportunity to enhance trade between our two countries. While our trade relations have grown over the years, the figures still fall short of the potential we know exists. In 2021, Pakistan-Bangladesh bilateral trade was valued at just around $1 billion. Yet the combined economic size of our two nations and the complementarities in our economies suggest that this figure should be far higher. With right political will, enhanced trade facilitation measures, and renewed focus on economic diplomacy, Pakistan and Bangladesh can substantially increase this trade and explore new avenues for cooperation in sectors like textile, agriculture, energy, and technology. The future of Pakistan-Bangladesh relations hinges on our ability to transform the economic potential of our bilateral ties into tangible, long-term outcomes. Trade will not only help strengthen our economic positions, but will also contribute to greater political and cultural ties between our nations. As we continue to look forward to the opportunities for economic growth and regional stability, I believe that our trade relations will be a key pillar of Pakistan-Bangladesh diplomacy in the years to come. In the recent months, noteworthy steps have been taken by the public and private sector to facilitate the businesses on both sides. Pakistani consignments are no longer subjected to 100% checking at Bangladeshi ports. This has provided ample incentive for Pakistani businesses to trade with Bangladesh. The private sector stood up to the occasion and direct vessel reached from Karachi to Chittagong in only 10 days on the 11th of November. These steps will no doubt improve the tendency to do business in the two countries. So as we examine the world economic outlook, it is clear that the global economic landscape is shifting rapidly. The rise of emerging markets, the acceleration of digital economies, and the increasing importance of green technologies all present new opportunities and challenges. Global trade is expected to grow, but the pace of that growth will depend on how we manage the competing forces of protectionism and openness, of national interests versus global cooperation. It is vital that we address structural imbalances in the global trading system, promote inclusive growth, and ensure that trade benefits all people, not just the wealthy few. So in conclusion, the future of global trade and diplomacy is undoubtedly tied to the economic relations we build today. As the world faces new challenges, from political instability to climate change, from artificial intelligence to economic inequality, it is increasingly clear that countries must forge deeper economic ties as the foundation of their political and strategic alliances. In South Asia, and specifically in the case of Pakistan and Bangladesh, the time is ripe for a new era of economic diplomacy. By focusing on trade, investment, and regional integration, we can chart a path toward greater prosperity and stability for our people. We must look beyond political differences and embrace the opportunities that enhanced trade relations can bring. Only through economic collaboration can we build a future that is peaceful, prosperous, and secure for all. Thank you very much.